I've always wanted to title something with one of my favorite candy names, so it's pretty cool that I get to use Smarties. Um, this module is important because I want to keep it short and sweet, but it's something that we fail to do, and that is celebrating the wins. While you are going to have an actual like exercise that you will do at the first week, this one is primarily for you to come back to when you forget to celebrate your wins. So my first example of this and what happened with me was I was doing the cards. I think I was probably maybe day, it was maybe a weekend at most, probably even like day 4 or 5. And I had written on my card, no sugar. And as most people know, as a coach, we don't have, foods that we say, we can't have. However, for me, sugar tends to be like the gateway. So while yes, our clients are allowed to have post-workout sugar and, low fat, carbs, I had written on there no sugar. But like I said, it was probably like day 4, day 5. And it's not like they were really mattering to me. So I'd gone into Dollar General, and they have my favorite Smarties. They're like actually called Rockets, right, in Canada, and they're the giant ones. So they're like huge Smarties, and I love them. So they have them there, and I'm like, ooh, because they're low fat, so you can technically have them post workout. So although I'd already trained, so it's not like I was having workout, but I'm like, oh, I could have these for post workout. So externally, they weren't going to affect my progress or my goals, right? Because, hey, the calories in, it matches up with my post-workout. It would have done nothing to me externally. So the old me could have easily justified this saying, it's not that big of a deal because it's not going to affect like my outside. Not realizing that the promises we break with ourselves affect our confidence. And so even though you might not think it is, you already know what you set out to do. So I knew that. However, I was still fighting it. I'm being honest. So I'm like walking the aisles, and I have it even in my cart. So I've put it in the cart. I'm kind of half committed, but I'm having the battle. I'm like, no, but you did say it. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, what's the big deal? So I'm like, no, it's my word. I put it on the card. I even went, because I take a picture of the card, right? So I went and looked to make sure if I wrote that on there, and yes, no sugar. So I'm like, I put it away. But as soon, and many people might not even think that's a big deal. But in terms of integrity and behaviorally living a certain way, it was massive. So as soon as I got to my car, I shut my car door and I went, yes, Amy, way to go. Like I was really celebrating myself. I said it audibly. I even physically patted myself on the back. I know it sounds cheesy for some of y'all, but hey, this is working for me. So I'm willing to try anything. So I'm like, way to go. I'm proud of you. I then shared it the next day with our community on Facebook. So you could even share the experience with us during the 14 days or share it with a friend, to really just show your excitement for it. Because at first, it's really not going to be like true excitement. Like, yes, I was proud of myself for not doing it, but I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but it was. Because what it started to do is send that patterning of it feels good to keep my promises. It feels good to keep those little commitments that you say to yourself under your breath, and so that was just the beginning. So I want to remind you to celebrate your wins. Like I said, we will have an exercise at 7 days. And I think what's kept me so successful at really loving these is I still continue to do those. Not every week, I'm being honest, but I will every few weeks, like go back, or I'll do a 30-day exercise. Well, I'll take the last 30 days of cards and just look at them and see all that I have accomplished that I probably wouldn't have. And all the learns, go through where did I fail? Where did I have a loss? And what could I have done better? But really celebrate all the days that you've done so awesome. So celebrate your wins. Don't pick up the Smarties. Have a great one.